Seattle Mariners right fielder Ichiro Suzuki, center, talks to his teammates while leaving the field for defense substitution in the fourth inning of Game 1 of the Major League Opening Baseball Series against the Oakland Athletics at Tokyo Dome in Tokyo on March 20. AP photo: Ichiro drew all the cheers. Most everyone else on the Seattle Mariners did all the hitting. A crowd that came to salute Ichiro Suzuki in his homeland saw Domingo Santana deliver the biggest hit at the Tokyo Dome, a grand slam that sent Seattle over the Oakland Athletics 9-7 Wednesday in the Major League Baseball opener. Batting ninth and knowing he'd get 2 plate appearances, Ichiro popped up and worked a walk. The 45-year-old star took his spot in right field to begin the bottom of the fourth inning, then was pulled to another huge ovation. He was met with hugs from the Mariners on the diamond. The fans in Japan probably aren't used to the reception I got from my teammates, but it's not that unusual in the majors, Ichiro said. Mariners manager Scott Survey said Ichiro will play in Thursday's final game of the series, but there is no guarantee he'll start. We certainly want to give him an opportunity to go out and play, but we also want to get some other guys in the game, Survey said. I understand everybody wants to see him go all 9 innings. We're trying to do the best thing for the team and Ichiro understands. This marked the earliest opening day ever. This summer sport actually started on the last day of winter. No doubt, most fans in North America were sound asleep when Oakland's Mike Fiers threw the first pitch at 5:36 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, 6:36 p.m. local. A year after the Cubs' Ian Happ homered on the very pitch of the season, the ball again was flying. Tim Beckham also homered as several Seattle newcomers excelled. Chris Davis, who led the majors with 48 home runs last year, Stephen Piscotty and Matt Chapman connected for the A's. It was great. It's a fun crowd to play in front of. Even the pre-game stuff was exciting. I think everybody had a good time, Oakland manager Bob Melvin said. A packed crowd of 45,787 was buzzing for its favorite star, sending cheers, chants and camera flashes for Ichiro bounding all around the park. Signs and Ichiro jerseys were plenty, too. Ichiro became the second oldest position player to start an opener, only a few months younger than Julio Franco was for Atlanta in 2004. Several of the players in this game weren't born when Ichiro began his pro career. Ichiro is getting very near the end of a sensational pro career that began in Japan in 1992 when he was 18. He stopped playing last May to become a Mariners special assistant after totaling 4,367 hits on both sides of the ocean and struggled in spring training this year. Santana, one of many Mariners new to the lineup, had no trouble at the plate. His opposite field grand slam capped a 5-run burst in the third for a 5-2 lead, and Beckham's drive in the fifth made it 9-4. Beckham got 3 hits and scored 3 times. Also making a nice debut for Seattle were Jay Bruce, who singled for MLB's first hit of the season, and Edwin Encarnacion, who scored twice. The Mariners won for the 12th time in 15 openers. They also beat the A's in 2012 when MLB last started in Japan. Seattle starter Marco Gonzalez hung in for 6 innings, allowing 3 earned runs and 7 hits, and got the win. Felix Hernandez had started the last 10 openers for the Mariners. Hunter Strickland pitched a scoreless 9th for a save in his first game for Seattle. Edwin Diaz, who led the majors with 57 last year, was traded with Robinson Cano to the Mets in the offseason. Fiers, making his first opening day start at 33, was hit hard for 3 innings and took the loss. Not this time. After a lot of off-season talk about improved pace of play, the opener took 3 hours, 24 minutes. The Mariners had held opponents to no more than 3 runs in their past 12 openers, an MLB record. Trainer's room: Mariners Omar Narvaez got stung in the bare thumb on a fastball right down the middle after an early cross-up with Gonzalez. Narvaez was checked by a trainer and stayed in. One beat Daniel Vogelbach was hit in the elbow by a pitch and kept playing. Athletics, of Nick Martini, sprained knee, who hit well after making his big league debut last season, is on the injured list for at least another week. Up next, Mariners LHP Yusei Kikuchi makes his major league debut in his home country. The 27-year-old lefty starred for Seibu last season, then joined Seattle with a contract that could be worth $109 million (12 million yen) over 7 years. Kikuchi mixes a hard fastball with a tough, looping curve. Athletics RHP Marco Estrada makes his debut after signing with the A's. The 35-year-old was 7-14 with a career-worst 5.64 ERA last season for Toronto and was hampered by hip and back problems.